Now on the side of this camera, you have your shutter speeds and you have your f-stops. And they're pretty traditional shutter speeds and f-stops, ranging from 2.8 to 22 for your aperture or your f-stop, down to a second, and only up to 400 for your shutter speed. Now, one thing to note about these older cameras is that, honestly, most of the time, these shutter speeds are not correct. As cameras age and they don't get used, you know, if a camera is used a lot, it actually stays fairly well. Shutter speeds are synced. But there are blades in this lens that if a camera sits unused for a number of years, which I'm sure this camera has, they're going to slow down and they're going to almost dry out. So a good camera technician can actually lube up the blades in there. Or a lot of times what I do is that I'll just keep firing the camera. If I'm working around the house, I'll just cock the camera a couple times an hour and fire it. And that actually tends to sort of correct the shutter speeds. But nonetheless, that's what you have to choose by moving these dials, is your shutter speed and your f-stop. And there's no meter in this camera. Either you have to have a handheld meter or use another camera as your metering, or do the old guess. And that's exactly how you would use this camera.